rookie. They call him only G. His identity, a mystery.
You ever gonna tell anyone what that fucking G stands for?
No. A playboy cop. Isaac Washington. Make him mad, and he'll rip your balls off.
I'm gonna rip your motherfucking balls off.
Alright guys, serious question here. Who would have thought that the entire Worms community was filled with a bunch of blowhard idiots? Reviewing games, I also got to learn the true meaning of Narutard after reviewing that crappy PS3 game with very terrible controls. Also, while not as bad as the Naruto fans, there's the light gun game nut jobs. I actually dreaded reviewing this game. You know, you never really think about this when you're not actually reviewing games, but, well, let me just tell you this. A bunch of upset retards couldn't stop giving me shit after giving the last House of the Dead Wii installment a measly 7. Shocking, I know, but a 7 is a pretty damn good score, too. Especially for a game that's given a, you know, ho-hum console translation, which was intended to be played in arcade in the first place with big flashy lights and a date by your side that you're failing to impress. You guys just wait, someday I'll review Ghost Squad. I know this is a difficult concept for all of you new tards to my reviews, just checking in as you're busy getting huffy writing angry comments all about fags in lowercase letters while misspelling at least half of what you're typing. But buying a 20-minute video game is nuts. At least for the common gamer who doesn't already love the genre. You idiots. On with the game. I actually respect the House of the Dead series. From 3 on are honest to goodness good games, even outside of the arcade. House of the Dead Overkill debuting on the Wii without any sort of arcade counterpart is a bit of a departure for the series. It's American made and realizes just how ridiculous the series has traditionally been. Remember just how awful that dubbing used to be? Well, here they embrace it. Overkill embraces all that is Quentin Tarantino, Grindhouse, and so bad it's good mentality to deliver an outrageous game. Detective Isaac Washington plays the angry black stereotype to a T.
We ain't got time for this shit. With all due respect, what the fuck's happened here?
And it is pretty damn amusing, at least for the first 30 or so motherfuckers that he spews. Some of the other character interactions are ridiculously funny as well. House of the Dead 3 was purely a mindless arcade experience. On the exact other side of the spectrum was Resident Evil: The Umbrella Chronicles, which proved that if you only slowed down the action a small bit and made the enemies a little stronger, you could make a legitimate epic light gun game. While Overkill has become no thinking man's game by any stretch, it does have a slightly more epic feel than anything else in the series. Levels are longer and there are more enemies than ever. Blasting down zombies is a blast. This is probably the best the series has seen yet. Alright, here is the part of this review that people will give me so much shit about. Is the game good enough to overcome the inherent shortcomings of the genre? The light gun shooting genre is typically filled with lots of quick thrills and cheap fun, but nothing that ever is truly memorable to the average gamer. I do respect that being a console-only game, there are no cheap kills programmed in purely to cause you to spend more money. You also don't have to memorize anything, and if your reflexes are good enough, it's possible to live. On the other hand, while this game is all good quality light gun shooting, that's still all it is, and mowing down zombie after zombie in what's basically an FPS on rails does get repetitive when playing by yourself. For the average non-insane gamer who is open to light gun games but doesn't jack off to them, Overkill is fun to play through by your very lonesome self once. After that, you better be using it as a party game. Overkill works great as a casual title to pop in when you have your intoxicated friends over and you don't want to feel like a pussy popping in Wii Sports or some puzzle game again. Anyone can play, sucking won't hold each other back, and tearing zombies apart in co-op is always very satisfying. House of the Dead Overkill is a good casual light gun game. This is probably the very best of casual style light gun games that I've seen. Headstrong Games and Sega did an excellent job at producing a very fine game on a limited budget while subsequently moving the series forward. The inherent repetition and lack of depth keeps this game from being amazing, but it's still a good title to keep on hand to pull out every now and then when you have just the right people over. Light gun game nuts, you have my permission to buy this game because I'm sure that you'll love it. Now hold back all the bitching in the comments, which I know you'll end up doing anyway. The House of the Dead Overkill for the Nintendo Wii receives a 7 out of 10.